This demo shows how to work problem 10 from chapter 8. In this problem, you're asked to solve for how much of a mortgage a couple could afford if their annual income is $60,000. The rate on the mortgage that they would pay is 12% annually, and they're going to finance it over 30 years. They have other debt payments that total $350 a month, and then their real estate taxes and escrow payments or homeowners insurance would total an estimated $300 a month. They are not going to have more than 40% of their income be dedicated to their mortgage, their other debt payments, and their real estate taxes and insurance. So basically, banks have some maximum percentage that your housing costs and your debt payments can not exceed as a proportion of your total income. 40% is actually fairly high. I'm just trying to use different numbers than they actually use in the problem. Now, basically what we have to solve for is how much of a monthly payment can the couple afford, given that basically these two amounts are already going to be eating up part of that 40%. So if I take their annual income of $60,000 and I divide it by 12, that'll just convert it to a monthly income. Then if I take that, and I'll go ahead and label these things so it'll make a little more sense. So their total debt payments, including their mortgage, cannot exceed 40% of that $5,000. So 40% times the $5,000 gives me $2,000. So basically, these two values and their mortgage payment can't exceed $2,000. So if I take their current debt payments, including the real estate taxes and the other debt payments, so the other debt payments are $350, the real estate taxes and insurance they think would total $3,000, so that's $650 of the $2,000 that their debt can be. So if I take the $2,000 and I subtract the $650, then I know their mortgage payment can be $1,350. Now if I pop over to, now also remember the rate on that mortgage is 12% and it's a 30-year mortgage. Now I'm going to pop over to the course homework site, and on the course homework site again I'm going to the interactive financial calculators, and scrolling down to the time value of money calculator. So now I enter my rate, 12% divided by 12 months, because I enter a monthly rate, so it's 1%, and there are 30 years to that mortgage. There are 12 months in the year, so that gives me a total number of time periods of 360. And that payment, I've forgotten, I have to go look it up now, $1,350. So I'll enter $1,350 as my payment. And remember, when I make my rate and my number of periods monthly values, I can go ahead and leave this at annual, which I know seems weird. No future value, and then solve for present value. So I can afford a mortgage of $131,245.